And welcome to the next episode of License Your Invention with David Fidowa. I'm your host, David Fidowa, and I'm always here to help you license your product. This is the 10-day deal. It's how I constructed a deal all the way from invention on a Sunday to closing a deal on a Tuesday. You know it, let's jump right into it. The 10-day deal, so exciting. I get to jump back in the past and tell you a story about how I went from idea to signing a contract in 10 days. So what happened was, to play-by-play it, Sunday, I had an idea. And this is a time when, I sit down, I call it pen to paper, because I sit down with a pen, pad of paper, and I write up ideas. I think I have one of my lists right over here somewhere. All right, so all I do is I sit there and I write out ideas, right? It's a free flow. You just get them going. And I had an idea while I was free flowing, right? Come on, like 10 ideas, 15 ideas are coming out. One of them just struck me. I was like, man, this one's got some go to it. But I kept going, kept writing out my ideas. And after I got done with my little session, I, started the process, right? There's a process that you take when you want to license a product. So I started with my step one. I did my research. I found, hey, this is not out there. I'm gonna, put some time behind this. And so I really quick ran to Walmart, grabbed some parts, screwed and glued, and put some duct tape on it, and figured it all out, and shot a video all on Sunday. Did my research, did all these things, got a prototype, shot a video, cut it together, and then pitched it on Monday. A couple companies, they got back to me pretty quick. Monday and Tuesday, they were reaching back out. I had one company, this ended up being the company that licensed the product, but they emailed me pretty quickly after I sent the email, and they said, hey, we're interested, and we want to talk more. Well, they didn't even wait for me to reach back out via email or give them a call. They just called me about 10 minutes later, which that's not common. I don't want to freak you out where companies are going to call you out of the blue and want to negotiate on the phone right away. This does not happen. I mean, it does just this one time. But they were so excited about the product, that's just what they wanted to do. And so the CEO called me about 10 minutes after the email that said we're interested, and she was like, hey, we love this thing. We want to get this into our product line. What do we need to do? And so we just started discussing deal terms right then and there. I said, well, how do you guys want to structure the deal? And she laid it out for me, licensing deal, royalties. Here's our minimum. This is, what we think we can sell on it. And I was like, all right, this all sounds great. And Wednesday or Thursday, they sent over a contract. And I went over it, read it through, had a couple deal points to change, called them up, said, hey, these are the changes I want to make. And then they said, all right, sounds good. By Monday, they got over the revised contract, signed, sealed, done, delivered by a Tuesday. And so, it was literally like 10, 15 hours invested in this one project to royalties and to getting a licensing deal. So it was super cool, super fast. And I want to pump the brakes and let everyone know this is not common. This is not how it normally works. And there was a lot of work that went in to get to this point. 12 to 18 months prior to that, I started pitching products in this category and developing skills, right? There's skills that you need to license products. Some of those skills are the research, what I talked about. I had the idea and I was like, all right, I need to research it. But when you get started, it takes 10, 15 hours of research. When you've been at it for a while and you know the products in the category, it can take you 20, 25 minutes to get the same research it takes you, 10 hours to do at the beginning. And so I knew the category, I knew the product, I knew the players, I knew the people that wanted to see the product. And so it didn't take me long to do the research, to understand if there were competitive products in the space. All right, so that box got checked. And so over that previous 12 to 18 months, I developed those skills. And not only the skills to do research, to shoot video, to build prototypes, and be able to present my product quickly, I developed the connections. You see, with this company that I talked to the CEO, this wasn't the first time that I had talked to them. I had pitched 3, 4, 5 products prior to this. When they see my emails come in, they say, hey, this guy, he's got good products. We haven't licensed one yet, but we're going to watch. He's got stuff that's coming. And so when I sent over that email, we had a previous relationship that had started, 6 months prior, and I'd been sending products and we had been talking back and forth about them. And they've been giving me feedback. And so the 10-day deal doesn't happen without the 12 to 18 months of work prior to get to that point. And so that's why I don't I love telling people that story, but I love telling people how it happened so that they can replicate. People just jump right in and say, I want to do the 10-day deal. And okay, you can do the 10-day deal, but you've got to do the 12 to 18 months prior to get to the 10-day deal period in your life and your experience and your skill sets to be able to execute it. So, do the work. Get yourself in that position where you can sign deals in 10 days and then have a royalty stream for 10 years. It's a very cool business model where that is a possibility, but you got to do the work, and it is exciting. It's a ton of fun to see your projects out there on the shelf selling. Thank you for tuning in to that episode of License Your Invention with David Fito. I'm your host, David Fito, and as you know, I'm always here to help you license your product. If you want more information, check out inventtribe.com. If you want to accomplish the 10-day deal, subscribe now, start following my channel, learning more about the licensing process and what you need to do to get yourself in that position. The next episode is the $1.3 million royalty almost mistake. I can't wait to tell you the story of how one of my inventors, coaching them through the deal process, almost tore apart their own $1.3 million deal.